October 31st, 2005, one of the greatest shooter games would be released, Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game would take players throughout some of the greatest battles in the world of Star Wars and have them fight for dominance in the galaxy. The players would be able to fight from sides of the clones, the droids, the Rebellion, the Empire, as well as take some of their favorite heroes from the original 6 Star Wars movies throughout these battles, and fly some of the fighters and pilot some of the other vehicles throughout the series in this game. Now, this game did extraordinarily well, and with that then posed the question, why not do this in Lord of the Rings? Well, in 2009, it happened. The Lord of the Rings Conquest was released, and while unfortunately it did not perform as well as Battlefront 2. Some awkward AI, some struggling to figure out how they were going to handle some classes, made the game not perform nearly as well, and the critics handled it a little bit more harshly than they did Battlefront 2. However, this did not end this game. Just because it did not perform critically well does not mean that there were people who did not enjoy the game. In fact, there has been an incredibly dedicated community of speedrunners that have taken the campaign mode of this game and optimized it to be something quite incredible to watch. Hi, my screen name is Zojalix, and this is an intro to the Lord of the Rings Conquest speedrunning. In the Lord of the Rings Conquest, there are 4 classes that you can play as during the game: Warrior, Mage, Archer, Scout. Each class has various abilities that allow the player to serve different roles. The Warrior uses a sword and various combos to keep everyone at bay. The Archer uses various arrows in order to do a lot of damage and keep enemies back at range. The Mage uses his spells to support his allies and deal a lot of area of effect damage. And the Scout uses stealth and speed to dispatch a single target really quickly. Each of these classes has a lot of various functions and playstyles. There are also heroes that can be played in this game as well. You can take some of your favorite characters from the Lord of the Rings and use them. However, unlike Battlefront 2, the heroes in this game are strong versions of various classes. But that does not take away from the amount of fun that it is to take Gimli rampaging through the mines of Moria. Now for this speedrun, we are going to be focusing on the main category, which is War of the Ring. This category is essentially the campaign mode for the good side. There are 2 campaigns that you can play, War of the Ring and Rise of Sauron. As well as they have a category for running both campaigns back to back. But for this video, we're just going to be focusing on the main category, War of the Ring. Now let's take a look as we dive into this game and take a look at some of the levels as well as some of the really awesome tricks and skips that are being used by the runners of this game in order to go fast. As we go into the first level, Helm's Deep, it's pretty standard. Defend Helm's Deep and then take it at the end. However, there are a lot of moments where precise shooting is needed in order to make this level go by very quickly. The main class that is used throughout this level is the Archer. The Archer having a lot of precise play in order to line up very strong shots. You can see in this run, the runner has to line up very precise shots in order to go fast. And it is not easy. For anybody who has played any shooter game for any long period of time, they know that aiming in a shooter game is really difficult. The rest of this level will be playing out as normal, and the runners will just be finishing it off by using the Archer as well as Aragorn to help to finish off the level. In the second level, Isengard, we see one of the coolest skips in the run, Grima Quick Kill. After setting up for this fire machine to burn, the runner will switch to the Scout and set himself up at Grima's spawn point. This will allow for the player to immediately use the Scout's backstab ability to kill Grima the moment he spawns in. This saves so much time, because rather than have to run to Grima's location and actually try and chunk him down, which can be really difficult to do, Grima is immediately killed, and it takes out a lot of randomness that would happen throughout this run. Another really cool trick that is shown here is taking the Archer up the tower and ending the level by killing Saruman while keeping him pinned to the ground with the explosive arrow. Because of the Archer's high rate of fire and the explosive's 100% knockdown confirmation, the Archer is able to dispatch Saruman very quickly. The next few levels play out pretty typically without any major skips within the run. There's a lot of just using the various classes to keep enemies away from people that you need to protect, and moving between objectives during periods of downtime so that way the moment an objective is completed, you are already starting your next objective and you are in the location that you need to be before the game even realizes that you have to get there. It's not until we hit Pelennor Fields when things get crazy. But once you hit Pelennor Fields, nothing would happen as you expect. Taking the scout again to run across and kill the Mumakil at a super fast speed until you eventually unlock Legolas. And then once you unlock Legolas, using the catapults to be able to dispatch the last Mumakil, before you then are able to carry Legolas throughout the entire level and use him to dispatch the Witch King. Not exactly what you would expect to see, as Eowyn is the one who stabs the Witch King in the actual canon, but it is still a really interesting sight to see in this run. I would highly recommend that you check out the level Pelennor Fields as you go to learn more about this run. The next level that we have is one of the more punishing levels, Minas Morgul. Minas Morgul is what the runners like to call the run where all runs go to die. It's got a lot of RNG to it, especially when you add the madness of the ring wraiths running around trying to kill you while you were trying to destroy these gems. However, the runners have developed a method to be able to get through this level not only quickly but decently consistently as well. This way they don't have to worry about losing all of their time to these ring wraiths. And now we get to the end of the run, the Black Gate. The Black Gate has to be probably one of the coolest levels, strictly because the whole level you were playing as the various heroes throughout the run. You can play as Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, Gandalf, and you use them in so many different areas in order to go really fast. Each character has very specific uses in the run, and they're used to truly optimize the killing of enemies as well as just the speed of getting from various places. While this game may not look like much from a critic's perspective, the speedrun of it is truly quite a sight to behold. If you were looking at this run and you were thinking, I really want to watch this more, I highly recommend that you check out these runners, Miroku, Intharth, Keelak, and Skillest, and Dino95 HD. These guys are people who have put in a lot of time into this run and have optimized it to be a really cool sight to behold. Highly recommend you check them out. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this is kind of a really short video, but this run is very straightforward. I still highly recommend that you give it a look. It is super interesting to watch, and I think its speedrun is quite underrated. So go watch these runners, watch the world record. The world record for War of the Ring is 45 minutes and 45 seconds by Miroku. So go watch it, enjoy this game, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching.